A hiker and his family were exploring the forest trails of Olympia, Washington. There were 5 of them, walking ahead in a group, except for his sister, who was taking some nature photos. She's always meticulous with her photography, taking her time to capture the perfect shot. But later, while reviewing the photos, something strange caught their eye. Something off. In one of the images, at the far end of the path, there's a figure standing completely still. And in its hands, something long, maybe an axe or a scythe. They zoomed in, trying to make sense of it, but it wasn't clear who or what it was. Had someone been watching them the entire time? Or did something sinister happen just behind them, without them knowing? Wandering through a foggy forest, a sense of unease washed over the man, prompting him to start recording. He quickly spotted a tall, dark figure lurking in the mist. As he continued, more shadowy shapes emerged, their silhouettes faint and unclear. Unsure if it was one figure or many, the sensation of being watched made his heart race. Uncertain of who or what was following him, he decided it was time to leave the forest. 2 friends set up camp deep in a dense rainforest, unaware of the eerie events about to unfold. After pitching their tent and having a quick meal, they drifted off to sleep, completely oblivious to what their outside camera would capture. In the dead of night, a ghostly white figure emerged from the woods. It appeared to be holding something, either a decapitated head or an unidentifiable object. By morning, they woke up unharmed, never realizing how close they had been to something truly unsettling. It wasn't until they checked the footage that they got the shock of their lives. They hadn't been alone. A man went camping with his friends, enjoying the trip and capturing memories along the way. Later, while going through the photos, something strange caught their attention. One particular picture seemed off. A shadowy figure could be seen next to the man, appearing to be the upper part and head of a woman. They clarified that nobody else had been around at that time, making the sighting even more disturbing. Was it just a trick of the light, or had they unknowingly captured something beyond explanation? A hiker paused to rest in the quiet woods, taking in the peaceful surroundings. As he sat there, something caught his eye.
Yeah, I can see. Is it a bear? You think there's a bear up next to the deer? Yeah, we probably should be too close to it. Huh? How cool though. Let's go.
A massive, black-furred figure moving silently through the trees. Stunned and uncertain, he hesitated briefly before quickly leaving the area. What had he truly seen that day? Was it a real encounter or just another staged attempt to go viral? A woman had a trail camera set up deep in the woods of Tennessee. Her friend had hiked there many times until his passing in June. After his death, she decided to review the footage, but what she saw left her terrified. The footage supposedly shows her friend walking through the forest, but behind him, 2 childlike figures appeared. She believed these spirits had tormented him until his death. Unfortunately, no further information is available. Could this trail camera have truly captured the ghosts of 2 children, or is there another explanation? A hiker ventured deep into the dense woods, enjoying the solitude of nature, until he suddenly found himself in a tricky situation. Heart pounding, he dropped to the ground, playing dead, hoping the bear would lose interest. The bear sniffed around him, circling cautiously before nudging his foot, as if testing whether he was truly lifeless. The bear eventually lost interest and wandered off, leaving the hiker shaken, but alive. On October 3rd, 2019, a group of hunters was trekking through the forests of Ontario when they heard something chilling. A deep, guttural scream echoed through the trees, raw, agonizing, almost like something was in distress. They stood frozen, listening, waiting, but whatever made the sound remained unseen. The eerie wail carried on for minutes before fading into the darkness. Some say it was an animal, but no one could quite figure out what kind. To this day, no one knows what it was or what lurked in those woods that night. Christian had never put much stock in ghost stories, but that changed one night in an old cemetery in Hannibal, MO. His 11-year-old snapped a photo, just a random shot. When they checked it, there was a figure standing behind him. It wasn't just a trick of the light, the clothing seemed different. The image stayed with him, creeping into his thoughts for weeks, making him question what he had always dismissed. Kenneth and Justin, seasoned urban explorers, set out to investigate an old paper mill in Austin, Pennsylvania. Beyond the structural dangers, there was something else that kept them on edge. The mill was rumored to be haunted. Locals spoke of eerie sounds and shadowy figures lurking around the site, and one resident even shared a chilling personal encounter.
You definitely think that place is haunted?
Oh yeah,
down there?
most definitely. The paper mill's fucking haunted as shit. Cause I went there the one night, me and my buddies. We all went over there, and we were drinking a little bit, but
Yeah.
like I was like 2 beers in, and I'm like, dude, I must be like.
Oh shit, it's bubbling out. It's burping probably. It's probably just burping.
Good. Anyways,
Yeah.
I saw some. I was like 2 beers in, and I'm like, I can't be this drunk already. Like, for shit to start moving off the walls, and then my buddy caught it on camera that like something ran behind us.
No kidding.
On Snapchat, like he caught it on camera and everything.
But Kenneth and Justin weren't there for ghost stories. They just wanted to explore. That was until they ventured into a dark space beneath the mill and found something unsettling.
Well, I want to get that lower, closer down here.
There's a bone on the beaver dam there. Good.
Holy shit.
See it right there?
What is it?
A bone. Bone.
I don't see it. Oh, it is. What the fuck? Holy smokes. What was that? Hello? Yep, get the fuck out of there! Holy Yep, no more of that shit. Did you hear that?
Oh yeah.
What was that?
I have no fucking idea.
Suddenly, a child's voice echoed from the darkness. Panic took over, and without a second thought, they bolted. They had no idea what it was, but they weren't about to stick around and find out. One thing was certain: they wouldn't be coming back. This family was enjoying a day in nature, capturing a moment of the little girl playing when their camera caught something unsettling. The photo shows the child walking toward what appears to be an unseen presence. At the time, they noticed nothing unusual, but the image suggests otherwise. She seems to be looking directly at the shadowy figure. What makes it even eerier is that the girl had often been seen chatting away to no one in particular. Could this be who she was talking to? After a long hike, this man set up his tent, hoping for a restful sleep. But as he drifted off, an eerie sound jolted him awake. Panic set in as the howls grew louder. Something was out there. A predator, perhaps? He quickly zipped up his tent, trying to keep whatever was lurking outside out. The sounds continued, leaving him unsure of who or what was making them. Fortunately, he made it through the night safely. On May 4th, 2021, the YouTube channel Explorer on Road uploaded a video documenting an eerie experience with the Randonautica app. Tom and his friend Alicia set out at night as the app led them to a lake deep in the woods. As they approached the coordinates, the atmosphere shifted and an unsettling silence surrounded them. Scanning the area, they found something strange.
God, we're just walking to the pin. I just saw this on a tree. What does it say? All anglers must be a member of Tilgate Park. Fishers of it. Oh, it's about fishing. But obviously our intent was
a message.
Yeah, a message. That's what I'm what the hell? That's what I'm saying.
Oh, I just forgot.
Yeah, so I just spotted that and I was like, oh my god, was this like some sort of message on a tree on the way to the pin? Because you know it's about the journey as well.
I fully just walked past it. I saw that and I was like, oh yeah, that's just a sign on a tree, and I just carried on going. I didn't even think it's a different message.
Joking about whether it was a warning, they kept going. Then they found another message, but it was too faded to read.
Another message? Yeah.
That was actually a message.
Well, no one can read that, so.
I'm trying my hardest to put the camera up there, but it's like, it was a message, but it's rubbed off now.
Oh dear.
And it was like, look, it was duct taped to. Oh my god, there's a huge spider on.
Ew. Let's go.
Oh my days, that was actually a message. That could have been something.
Yeah, probably turn back.
Turn back.
Their next coordinates took them further into the forest, and they couldn't shake the feeling they weren't alone. For the next point, they set their intention on finding something ancient. The pin led them to a smaller lake. That's when Tom spotted something in the bushes.
Look what's in front of you. Did you not see that? Look. Come here, come here, come here. Look. No, look. There's always eyes just...
There's an animal staring at us.
Yeah, literally just...
It blinked.
There's always eyes just everywhere.
Yo, I just found the ancient thing.
Where?
It's you.
No.
Yeah.
What the hell was that about? No, let's be serious. Is there actually anything ancient here?
Deeper into the woods, they heard footsteps following them, stopping whenever they did. Then, a sudden sound sent them running.
To get to that pin, we actually have to go back to the car and drive there because it's... I don't know, how long is the drive? Like 5 minutes?
Oh, it's telling us the walking link, so it's half an hour. Oh my god! What's that?
What the? Oh my god, he's chasing us. Yo, no. Oh, what the? Yo, what's going on? Oh no, I can't see where I'm going. Oh my god. What the?
They barely made it to their car, breathless and shaken. That night, they ended their adventure early, left wondering what, or who, had been out there. 2 men were out hiking when they visited the Boot Hill graveyard and took this photo. After the photo was developed, something eerie stood out. A second figure had appeared, one that wasn't there when the picture was taken. The ghostly figure seemed to be kneeling behind some bushes. There was no logical explanation for its presence. The man was certain no one else had been around at that moment. Boot Hill Graveyard, known for its haunted history, made the sighting even more disturbing. This man went for a camping trip with only his dog for company, seeking solitude in the wilderness. The journey started peacefully as they hiked along the forest trail. But the tranquility shattered when a chilling, inhuman scream echoed through the woods. A sound so unnatural it froze both of them in their tracks. The eerie cry rang out again, triggering distant dogs to bark in alarm. His own dogs whimpered, ears pinned back, as if it sensed something unseen. Then, the video recording their trip abruptly cut off. No one knows what happened next, but one thing is certain. When a dog senses danger, it's best to trust its instincts and get out before it's too late. A woman hiking a popular Coquitlam trail had a close call with a black bear. At first, the bear seemed calm, but then it suddenly swiped at her leg, forcing her to flee. The incident led conservation officers to close the area and set traps. Authorities believe the bear has grown too comfortable around humans, likely associating them with food. While bear sightings are common in the region, this aggressive encounter has raised concerns. Just a reminder, wild animals may seem friendly, but it's always best to leave them alone. This outdoor enthusiast set out on a camping trip with his new puppy Belle on December 20th, 2024. The winter forest felt peaceful as he set up camp, the stillness only broken by the occasional rustle of wildlife.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Well, I feel like it's safe to say they're pretty close.
As he sat by the fire, he heard coyotes howling in the distance. At first, he brushed it off, until the howls grew closer.
Oh no, Bill.
Soon a whole pack had surrounded the area. Despite the fear creeping in, he stayed calm for Belle's sake. The night felt endless, but eventually the coyotes fell silent. Still, the unease lingered, and at dawn, he packed up quickly and left. This man made the mistake of sneaking alone into the notorious Bohemian Grove, a place shrouded in mystery and conspiracy. As he ventured deeper, he discovered this.
Yeah. This is the owl statue. What the f? No way. This is fucking cool.
Continuing his exploration, he stumbled upon a hidden passage carved into a massive tree, leading him to a strange, dimly lit room. The Bohemian Grove has long been surrounded by rumors of secret gatherings and bizarre rituals. Would you have the courage to trespass into such a place? Igor Kryan was hiking through a snowy landscape when he captured this footage. A large white figure can be seen in the distance, and Igor is certain he spotted a yeti that day. Unfortunately for us, he decided not to approach any closer, leaving the creature's true identity unknown. On August 3, 2013, James DiMaggio invited his friend Christina Anderson and her children, 16-year-old Hannah and 8-year-old Ethan, to his home in Boulevard, California. The next day, when Christina's parents couldn't reach her, they grew concerned and called the police. When authorities arrived at James's house, they found it engulfed in flames. Inside, they discovered the remains of Christina, Ethan, and the family dog. Investigators quickly realized that James had taken Hannah. It was later revealed that he had developed an unhealthy fixation on her. Soon, a statewide Amber Alert was issued. 2 days later, 2 horseback riders in Idaho spotted them and alerted authorities, and FBI surveillance soon located their campsite. On August 10th, while James was away gathering firewood, Hannah saw a rescue helicopter and signaled for help. The FBI moved in. When James opened fire, officers responded and he was fatally shot. Hannah was safely rescued and in time rebuilt her life. She now lives in Vancouver with her husband and son. This YouTuber embarked on a brutal solo camping trip, battling relentless rain, freezing temperatures, and winds exceeding 60 miles per hour. The journey began with a grueling hike up the mountain, where the wind grew stronger with each step. Visibility was near zero, and thick fog obscured the path, making progress almost impossible. Upon reaching the summit, he hurried to set up his tent behind a stone wall. Inside, he layered up for warmth, cooked a simple meal, and braced himself against the deafening storm. But with the wind howling through the night, sleep was out of the question. He could only wonder, how much worse would it get before morning?
Wow. This is the strongest wind I've experienced so far in solo. It is 7 AM, so I'm going to start packing up. It could take a while to get this tent down. Sunrise is about 20 past 8-ish. Not like we're going to get one. But I mean, it'll start getting light around then.
By dawn, the weather hadn't eased, and packing up turned into another battle. On his way down, he was shocked to see hikers still attempting the climb.
get worse than this, the wind?
Yeah.
Alright. Should be alright, shouldn't we, really?
Keep held on.
Okay.
He has. Yeah. Good luck.
Can't believe I just seen some more people. Try to get up there in this. Crazy.
When he finally reached his car, one thing was clear. This was the strongest storm he had ever faced. It must have felt incredible to finally rest in a warm, comfortable bed after a night like that. In this video, uploaded on March 10th, 2025, Tyron shares an unnerving experience that occurred during a biking trip in Whitefish, Montana. The trip started like any other. The day was bright and crisp, and the trails were busy with hikers, bikers, and dog walkers. Tyron recalls passing a woman with an off-leash dog, exchanging a friendly greeting before continuing along the path. Everything seemed normal until they encountered a strange man on the trail.
I remember being pretty far back in the park when we noticed a man up ahead. He was wearing a white shirt and glasses, walking by himself. We called out to him that we were coming up on his left. He didn't react at all. So we called out again, hey, we're coming up on your left, excuse me, no reaction. Third time, no reaction, which I thought it was odd. Odd enough for me to make a comment, something along the lines of, wow, that guy was creepy, or talk about a serial killer.
As the ride continued, exhaustion began to set in, so they decided to turn back, expecting to possibly run into the man again. But instead, they stumbled upon something much more concerning.
Something along the lines of, wow, that guy was creepy, or talk about a serial killer. Eventually, we got to a point where I thought, if we don't turn around right this moment, I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it back to the bike shop. We turned around and headed back. I kind of thought we were going to run into that guy again, but we ended up not seeing him. We did, however, come up on that woman. This time, she looked very frantic. She was walking in circles, looking around. She seemed lost, and she didn't have her dog with her, which prompted us to stop. So we asked her, ma'am, are you okay? Are you missing your dog? And she replied, well, I am missing my dog. The dog is with my husband. I'm actually missing my husband. He has dementia and he doesn't have a cell phone on him. We asked her, was he wearing a white shirt and glasses? And she responded, yes. In that moment, I felt two things. One, I felt a lot of guilt, because that was the guy with dementia was the guy that I called a serial killer. But I also felt a very strong responsibility to find this man. Being on bikes, we knew that we could cover a lot more ground in a short amount of time. We asked for her phone number, told her we would keep our eye out and call her as soon as we found him. We got a little lost ourselves on the way back, making a few wrong turns, but we could not get him off our mind.
The woman described her husband, a man in a white shirt and glasses, the same man they had just seen. Guilt washed over Tyron, but there was no time to dwell on it. They had to find him.
I don't think he's at the trailhead.
And you know my legs, the ones that were almost dead, that I couldn't make it back to the bike shop? Well, those legs now had superhuman strength. We finally made it back to the trailhead and could not believe our eyes. There, in the same parking lot, standing by himself, surrounded in the same amount of people, was this man wandering around with the dog by his side.
Wow, he's here. Hi, Pat.
What started as a simple adventure turned into something much more. A lesson.
We mentioned who we were and that his wife was looking for him, but he didn't quite understand what was going on, even after we explained it to him. After about 30 minutes of trying to call his wife, she finally picked up, and it turned out that they had actually parked on an entirely different trailhead, which was about a 30-minute drive from where we were. So we waited there with him.
Luckily, they were able to help these people. Ali returned to the spot where they had buried a possessed doll named Mary. But when he got there, something was off.
Somewhere. Oh, there. Holy. There's no way. Bro. There's like overgrowth on her and everything. She's right there. Mary's right there. Patty. What does that mean? What does Patty mean? She's gonna say one more thing and I'm getting out of here. Like, I don't feel safe here.
The doll was still there, but the soil around it looked disturbed, almost as if it had tried to claw its way out. In the recording, the faint laughter and cries of a child could be heard. Yet Ali seemed completely unaware. Still, he could feel it. He knew he had to find a way to get rid of the doll once and for all. But how? 4 college wrestlers were searching for fallen antlers in Wyoming's Shoshone National Forest when a grizzly bear attacked.
The bear came running out of the trees. I didn't even see it until it was right in front of me, but I heard the crashing, and the only thing I could yell was, "Bear, bear!" And I yelled bear, and the bear tackled me first.
Brandon Lowry was pinned against a tree, and Kendall Cummings tried to pull the bear away. The bear turned on Cummings, mauling him.
It knocked me onto the ground and then with its head pushed me on the ground all the way up against the trees and then kind of pinned me up there, and it was attacking me for a second. I was putting my hands in its mouth and stuff so it wouldn't be chewing on my neck and everything. I called out to Brady. I was like, "Brady, you all right? Where you at, Brady?" And then I didn't hear nothing from Brady, but I heard the bear kind of grunting behind me and I heard it walking. And then I saw it again. And it came and it attacked me again.
Despite severe injuries, he fought back, giving his teammates a chance to escape.
I spoke with the lady on the phone, the dispatch lady, and we kind of coordinated a plan to get the Flight for Life there. I remember telling her, "That's our brother up there."
After the bear left, the wrestlers called for help. Cummings was airlifted to the hospital with head wounds requiring 60 staples. Another wrestler suffered a compound arm fracture. Their teamwork helped them survive the attack, strengthening their bond. But this just goes to show, not all bear encounters are cute or mesmerizing. They can take a bad turn in an instant. Ahmed, the creator behind the channel Ski Roar, ventured into a remote forest to camp, documenting his experience as always. But this place had a dark history. A young man had vanished here. As Ahmed cooked, distant voices echoed through the trees. It sounded like 2 or 3 people approaching, yet no one was there. Then a storm rolled in.
Oke teman-teman, jadi sekarang di luar kondisinya hujan lebat banget. Ngeri banget ketika di hutan kayak gini gue sendiri dan hujan. Dan ini badai teman-teman. Kayak anginnya deras banget gitu loh. Gue khawatir aja ada pohon-pohon yang tumbang sih di sekitar sini. Ini belum reda-reda teman-teman. Ini udah jam, kalian bisa lihat. Ini udah deket jam 1 loh teman-teman. Hujannya gak reda-reda. Gue dari tadi cuman bisa baring-baring, gak bisa tidur teman-teman. Gue baring-baring cuman bisa lihat-lihat foto, denger musik. Gak ada jaringan di sini. Ya udah, begini doang. Dan di sini gue ngerasa cukup horror banget men. Hujan-hujan kayak gini gue banyak banget denger kayak fata morgana suara di hutan gitu. Gue denger kayak langkah kaki ngedeketin, kayak apa ya? Kayak tenda gue kayak digoyang.
Trees swayed violently. Eerie sounds grew louder.
Gue nggak tahu itu suara apa. Yang gue tahu nggak ada hewan rusa di sini. Kalau kita mikir itu hewan yang kawin atau apa, suara rusa yang kawin. Gak ada rusa di sini men. Gue merinding loh, sebadanan lo gue merinding dengan suara ini.
Ini udah bukan suara hewan hutan. Gue seumur-umur gak pernah dengar hewan kayak gini suaranya.
At the peak of the chaos, heavy objects crashed nearby. He stepped outside to investigate and captured this.
Astagfirullahaladzim.
The video cut abruptly, leaving behind a chilling mystery. Who, or what, was out there? A camper was parked at a gas station when he spotted something strange and started recording. A tall, thin figure standing on two legs. For a brief moment, the creature was illuminated by the headlights of a passing car. Then, just as quickly, it vanished into the darkness. Whatever it was, the sight alone was enough to make the camper think twice about stepping outside that night. To this day, he still has no explanation for what he saw. A mysterious video surfaced, reportedly found in an abandoned car deep in a remote desert. They say it belonged to a missing hiker, and what it reveals remains a chilling mystery.
So I made it just in time for the 70-mile scenic route. I think I must be the last one in the park. You don't want to see me do this. I've never seen anything like it.
In the footage, the woman films her surroundings, capturing the vast, empty landscape. Then, without warning, the recording cuts off. She was never seen again. Even stranger, her camera was later discovered inside her deserted vehicle. I couldn't find much information about this case online, which makes me wonder if it's even real. If anyone knows more, let me know in the comments. While exploring the woods, a man felt an eerie presence surrounding him. Slightly unnerved but driven by curiosity, he switched on his camera's torch and began scanning the area. As he searched the shadows, he noticed this. Something, someone, lurking behind the bushes, watching him closely. Unsure of what he had just seen, he decided not to stick around and quickly ran from the area. Later, he uploaded the footage online, hoping to get some answers. But was this a genuine, chilling encounter, or could it have been a clever piece of editing? The man set up his tent on a hill, expecting only a light breeze, but little did he know, a storm was barreling toward his campsite. With no choice but to endure, he spent the night clinging to hope and his tent, praying he wouldn't be swept away. Fortunately, he made it through the night safely. Late on Halloween night in Lockport, New York, a group of friends wandered near the entrance of a cave. The place was empty, just quiet. One of them snapped a quick photo near the entrance, thinking nothing of it. But the next day, they noticed something chilling. A figure stood right at the entrance, where no one had been. They had walked the exact spot just seconds later, talking, unaware of anything unusual. But now, staring at the image, they couldn't help but wonder, what had been there with them? While exploring Fort Fisher Battlefield in North Carolina, this man took multiple photos with his phone. As he checked them, he noticed something strange. Two shadowy figures had appeared. He insisted that he wasn't wearing a hat and his own shadow wasn't in the frame. So where did these figures come from? Fort Fisher, with its deep Civil War history, has long been rumored to be haunted. Some say these could be the spirits of fallen soldiers lingering on the battlefield. Others believe it could just be a trick of the light. What do you think? A paranormal encounter or just an eerie coincidence? Mitty, an experienced wild camper, was out camping in the Peak District with his brother, just chilling in their tent. Nothing felt off and it seemed like just a normal night. But later, while reviewing the footage, something made him stop cold.
I don't know what to say, Phil. The original video.
A little girl giggling, and it sounded close. Though the night had felt completely normal, that giggle sent a chill down his spine. He still can't explain it. Late at night, while hiking deep in the dense woods of Mexico, this man had a chilling encounter. He spotted a strange figure high in the trees. It had a human-like shape, but something about it was disturbingly off. Who or what did this man encounter that night? Was it truly something otherworldly lurking high in the trees, or just an elaborate hoax? During a multi-day festival, attendees set up tents to camp overnight. However, many seemed to be inexperienced campers, overlooking a key detail, securing their tents with stakes. Then a sudden gust of wind swept through, lifting the unsecured tents into the air along with everything inside. By the time people realized their mistake, it was already too late. And for even more chills, watch this next video.